All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddy Live Show, episode number 190. I am here with the champ.
How you going?
Matt, how you doing, brother? Coach Matt.
Good to be here.
Yeah, I won't mention the last name, so we don't want to get any spam issues going on here, right? How you been, brother?
Very good. Very good, yeah.
Yeah, so tell me, when did you guys get back from Singapore?
We got back 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
We spent 4 or 5 days there.
Okay.
Won the whole thing, so that was fantastic.
I mean, that's like I used to coach, obviously, right? I've been here for a long time. I used to coach, and I think that's probably one of the first times, if not the first time, that Taiwan has, kids have gone out for soccer, for football. Do we say soccer or football? Are you saying football?
If you're a football fan in Australia, you say football. So
Okay.
If you're a rugby or other fan, you'll say soccer.
Really?
Yeah, because
Interesting.
they all have their own codes.
Oh, that's funny, because I always get heck from Michael whenever I'm subbing and I'm helping him out. I'm like, all right, guys, who wants to play soccer? And Michael's like, hey.
Yeah, he's English, so
Yeah.
fair enough.
Okay, cool. So you guys went out.
Yeah.
Tell me about the trip, man. How was it?
It was a great adventure, right? It's all about the kids and
course,
having an awesome time and having a new experience for them. So it was just awesome. The facilities were really good.
Yeah.
JSSL is like one of the biggest academies and clubs over there, and they
Yeah.
have all these nice facilities.
So are they hosting it, or I did a bit of research on it? It looks it's the biggest kids tournament in Asia, it seems, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's teams there from like Japan. In our age group, we had teams from Japan, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand. I think maybe 1 or 2 others.
Amazing.
The older ones had the professional youth academy teams from England. There was Tottenham. There was Melbourne City.
In your division?
This is in the 16s.
Okay.
So there was Valencia from Spain.
Amazing.
Melbourne City from Australia, who are owned by Manchester City.
Okay.
And so it's an awesome tournament.
That's amazing. So I know that, when I was coaching, there was always this tournament, a big international tournament where like all the teams from Europe and stuff would go. So this is the tournament, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you guys won.
Yeah.
And you guys won.
Yeah.
So that is, cheers to that, man.
Hey,
appreciate
cheers.
that. Thanks for making the time, man, for coming out.
No
I appreciate
worries.
it. Been trying to get some of the MFA guys out here. It's hopefully soon. Yeah.
Credit to the kids though; they did all the hard work. So I just organised them.
No, that's amazing, man. So obviously we'll have some wings here in a sec. But why don't you tell me about? We'll take a few steps back, and you can tell me a little bit about your original. Let's start with what brought you to. Everybody wants to know that. That's the first question,
What brought me to Taiwan?
Yeah, what brought you to Taiwan?
My wife.
Your wife. Okay.
I met her while going on holiday skiing in Australia.
Really?
And she was doing the trip right from the Northern Territory through Queensland down New South Wales. Supposed to go to Melbourne and Tasmania, but we met. I don't know, love at first sight, I guess. And
okay.
she stayed with me for the next 2 weeks, and then we had a long-distance relationship for 2 years.
Really? And you stayed in...
So, I'd come here after 5 months when she had... she's a teacher, so she has a few more holidays. So we'd see each other every 5 or 6 months for the first 2 years, and then after that it was like too far apart. We need to be together.
Were you trying to bring her there, and she was trying to bring you here?
Originally, yes. But she's very close. I'm close with my family, but she's got a huge family, and I think it would have. I felt too sorry for her to take her away from her mum. So I thought, hey, she's got more things going for her. Her job as a teacher and that. So I thought, I was just. I was a football coach at the time, but just volunteer at my local club. So working in the warehouse delivering pizzas when I was younger, and so.
And then you decided to come here?
Come here, and the rest is history, yeah.
Wow, man, that's crazy. So you were coaching over there?
Yep, club called the Pendle Hill Tigers.
Okay.
I was originally, took over, when we became adults, I took over my adult team, and kind of, it wasn't much coaching, it was just like, hey, you go here, you go there.
Gotcha.
And after a few years, at the start of the season, they sent out a message to all the managers and whatnot, and said, hey, we desperately need a coach for a girls' team, we've got nobody. And I thought, hey, that's a good opportunity to improve myself. So I went and did that. It was very tough the first year. I made lots of mistakes.
That's coaching for sure.
Yeah. Did a few different courses and stuff.
Okay.
So I did my grassroots football course.
Nice.
Over the years, I've done a few others, and I learned a lot from that. It was probably the most important lessons I learned in the grassroots football. Which
Really?
was a really basic one. Just, getting
Yeah.
kids to learn the basics and learn how to love the game and
Yeah.
whatnot, and that's what really stuck with me. So, yeah.
Okay, and that's what you seem to be doing now, because you came here, right? And you're working with the MFA, right? Shout out to the MFA guys, right? Love them. Worked with them as well before. But previously, you had your own thing going.
Yes.
Right? So tell me a little bit about yours.
So I was here for a year or two, and my sister-in-law, the lovely Eva, her and her husband Grant were opening up. They have their own ice hockey team.
Oh.
So they run an ice hockey club.
Amazing.
So they were opening a new business, and it's kind of in a basement. It's got like walls and stuff. It's kind of like a futsal court.
Okay.
And they wanted to bring in a football coach, and they're going to do roller hockey and football. So they asked me, hey, we know you coach back in Australia. Can you come and coach for us? And I did. So
that's amazing.
I was with them for 3 or 4 years, and then I ended up playing against the MFA, against Michael and Enoch and all the boys. And I had said to Michael, hey, I'm doing this twice a week. Do you guys need another coach? I could use some more work. And they after a while, they gave me a chance, and it's been going great ever since then.
Beautiful. Yeah. No, those guys are great. I've known them. When I was coaching here, I coached, I don't know, probably from like first year I was here. I would say maybe 10-ish years or so. I was kind of coaching my own team, and then got married. And it's tough. Coaching, it's tough. I enjoyed it a lot, but it was tough. It was definitely tough.
There are some tough things about it, but it's for me, I love doing it because it's just so much fun. It doesn't really feel like work. It occasionally does, but for the most part, I get along really well with kids. Yeah, no, I've got 3 myself.
I know. So. I was going to say you have 3, so definitely, and they're really. I got some pictures to pull up in a sec, but let's start with the wings, man. So we're starting with just a basic buffalo. So you can take that guy or that guy, whatever you want.
What's the difference? One's a leg, one's a
just
wing.
One's a leg and one's a wing. Yeah, so you can have whatever you want, brother. Yeah. So we'll just jump in on that. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Talk a little bit about football. Are we saying football? We're saying football, right?
Football, yeah.
Okay,
Let's go
good. All right. Go football. So are there any similarities from when you were coaching in Australia and in Taiwan? I mean, kids are kids, but it's a different country, different culture.
Yeah. I think the kids over here are probably a little bit more respectful.
Okay, really? Okay.
So I always get called Coach Matt, and I've had Australian friends say, "Why do they call you Coach Matt? It's so formal." But
that's funny.
I think it's just a culture. It's like culture of
like teacher. When you didn't do any English teaching at all. Yeah,
I did a bit of tutoring, but I never went to university, so I couldn't get a job.
Okay. Well, I didn't finish mine, and I did. I did it for sure. Yeah. Hey Matt.
Cut that part out,
Gary, what's up, guys? Appreciate it. Got some live comments. A nice kit. Hi Matt.
Gary. Cheers, Gary.
Nice cat. Yeah. So Australia. Your story it's kind of similar. Like when I came here, I was coaching football. Sorry, we're saying football. I was coaching football, and I did that. I had my own club and stuff like that, and it was good. I was living in Danshui, and coached for a long time here, and I loved it. It was one of the better times. I wouldn't say a better time, but it was fun. It was a good time in my life, and eventually we got married, and it's tough because I don't know how the parents are now, but at that time, I mean, you win a tournament, and you're the king, and everybody's like, "You're the king, you're the king, you're the king." Oh my God, you're going to be the godfather of, soccer in Taiwan and blah blah blah. And then like 2 days later, you lose a match, and then one of the moms would pull me aside and be like, "You know what? I think you should just teach English full time."
Oh, really?
And
That's pretty brutal.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much for your because I don't know. It's not going to work. So it was a pretty. It was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
I loved it. I coached in Canada. I did some coaching in Mexico, and when I brought that here, it was amazing. I loved it. But I had to make the decision when I got married. We decided to go in on the restaurant, and I still coached part time for a long time. But it was tough. It was tough. And then I met the MFA guys, and they had their whole group of guys, and then we kind of got together, and I kind of moved my teams into the MFA and
Well,
stuff.
yeah,
It
that's
was good.
kind of what I've done as well. I
Have
think
you? Okay.
It works better that way for all of us because,
Okay.
I mean, by myself, I'm just kind of, I'm not really on my own, but, you know, yeah, I'm on my own basically. Where
I remember
at the
those
MFA,
days.
we're all like brothers.
Yeah.
And a sister with Annie. So
Yeah, Annie too.
So we all look after each other. We all give each other advice. We give each other help as best we can. We cover each other's classes. It's brilliant. It's I put it down to why we won, not just like
It's like your clan.
the kids or the coaching, but like down to all the boys helping me out over the years. I've learned so many things off every single one of them. I've learned little things.
Yeah.
I've learned so many great things at the start from Ian, who's got so much experience with
Ian's
the younger
great.
kids.
Yep.
And I learned so many cool little games, fun stuff from him. I've learned more technical stuff from Mike and Tommy and
Mike's amazing. Yeah.
and Enoch and Dan as well. And at the tournament, Michael gave me some really great advice.
Okay.
Some defensive advice.
Okay.
And it worked very, very well. So
Apparently, yeah.
we fixed our defense basically and won the tournament. But and as also credit to Annie, who gets all the stuff behind the scenes done. She's
for
awesome.
sure.
She set up all these. I wouldn't have had all the success we did if it wasn't for her setting up all those friendly matches for us. And
I think
it's a group effort.
it's important to have the whole group because, like you said in the beginning, when you're doing your own thing by yourself, I was like that as well, and I had one or two moms that would help out, but it's hard because they're kind of like just volunteering. You can't really push them, right? So it's tough being a one-man show. It was definitely tough. So I do actually miss the days of coaching, and then. Your kids play. Your kids love it, right? And my daughter, I got her into it when she was little, but she didn't really like it. She didn't not like it, but she just was kind of like not that competitive. So she was kind of like, she'd get the ball and she would just give it away, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. And she's just like, "Oh, you always tell me to share, so I'm just going to share this." I'm like, "But not right now. Don't share right now," So it was she didn't really get into it too much, so. Yeah, that was a bit sad. So from then I kind of stopped coaching and stuff, and it was a bit. But what's the secret, man? Your kids are loving it. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, not all the time.
Okay.
They're all different, right? So
Of course. Yeah, it's not the same person.
Claire is very, very, very good. She's been training for like 8 years now, so she's very good.
Yeah.
But she hasn't. When she wants to push herself, she can go great, but sometimes she'll be a bit, laid back. So. Finn is just 100 miles per hour.
He's a monster. I see him scoring goals all over Facebook.
He came to Singapore in the team actually.
Okay.
So that was the most special thing for me is to do it with my son. So
That's amazing.
I've coached him up until recently, but I never actually won a tournament with him. So not that talking about tournaments and whatnot is not. I want to emphasize it's not important winning a tournament. I mean, it's great. It sounds. Awesome.
Of course.
The trophy. It is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Kids
Yep.
absolutely had a great time, the time of their lives, but you've got to emphasize too, it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is their development, right? So
100%. Yeah. And then developing like the personalities and stuff. It's been pretty. I got a picture. Check this out. Boom.
Yeah, there he is.
There's him. He was pretty happy to win.
Yeah. He was stoked. He was over the moon.
Yeah, so he slept with the trophy. That's so amazing. Forget the teddy bears, man. He needs that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. When I saw that, I was like, yes, I gotta keep that one. That's a beauty. That's a beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother. So that's cool. Wings okay so far?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How are you with spice usually?
Pretty good.
Yeah. I know you've been coming for years. So Somewhere remember you're pretty.
My favorite foods are Mexican and Indian, so
okay.
I'd go
shoot.
Okay, not too bad.
Okay, good. Actually, us as well. It's funny because I didn't really eat much Indian until I came here, and then I love Indian. It's top two, I think, Mexican and Indian. Yeah. And the funny thing is, my daughter also is like she loves onions and curries and spices and stuff. So when we take her out, everybody's like, no, that's spicy, and she's just like, oh, from like. Age 3 or 4, she would just be like boom, boom, boom. Yeah. We go to an Indian restaurant and they would just give her like a bowl of onions and she would just eat them like candy. It's crazy. That's crazy, man. So, can you tell us some of your prep for the tournament? Like what is the JSSL, right? Yeah. The JSSL tournament, yeah.
So
there was some special tips, yeah.
Preparation going into it. So what we had to do was getting the way it's done a little bit differently over there.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Do your thing, brother.
The way it's done a little bit differently over there is the same way they do it in Australia. Is school years from January to December.
Okay.
So here it's September to August, like the same as in America.
I think it's like that, but it's been so long since I've been back there. I think it's like that, yeah. I think that sounds normal, yeah.
So the difference we needed was I had my U8s over here.
Okay.
But over there, anyone born between September and December and December counts as a U9.
Oh,
so a few of my kids had to go up to Coach Ian.
And play with a different team.
Yeah, I took up 2 from the younger group.
Oh.
And I took, I think, 7 or 8 from my age group. So
that
first thing was they're all very technically proficient. And they're very, very good technically, all of them. So it wasn't so much technical stuff. It was more like gelling them as a team.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
Playing in friendlies.
And you did that at a tournament? Or were you able to practice, get some games in there?
Yeah, we had a one session, because we had our normal TDP sessions. So TDP is a talent development program in MFA, and that's the teams we play with week to week in Taiwan. And then we'd have once a week, we'd have the JSSL training, so they were training 3 times a week up to it.
Oh, wow.
Which helped a lot.
Yeah.
And, so just getting lots of friendlies in, figuring out everybody's place in the team, their positions, and getting them to work well together, passing combinations, defensively, like building a brick wall is what I call it, how you got to communicate with the kids in a very imaginative way to get them to, because if you hang out all the details on cover defending and pressuring and pressing and whatnot, it's going to go, most of it's going to go in one ear out the other. So you have to kind of find a very imaginative way that engages them to build it. And actually Michael is the one who gave me this one, is build a brick wall, and they go 2 defenders, 3 midfielders, and that means they're really hard to get through, right?
Okay,
Whereas if the midfielders are all over the place, there's lots of space to get through them. But if we're set like that in our brick wall, already we're doing so many things right. We're cover defending, you know, we're staying in our position, which is huge.
Yeah, of course.
This age group is really
for that age group,
it's
tough.
It's so hard to do. So, and that's and basically I knew if we could fix our defence and get that right, we have good enough kids technically, no one's going to be able to stop us from scoring goals. So it worked.
Yeah, how difficult is it to get a group of kids to commit? Like that sounds like a lot of training, right? And usually, typically in Taiwan, kids will have like after school programs and stuff like that. So that was one of the tough things for me at the time when I was coaching, was to get them to commit like to maybe more than once a week. So how did you deal with that?
That's easy for me because my philosophy is basically start them 2-3 years old.
Okay.
So lots of these kids have been with me for a very, very long time.
Oh, okay.
So they love it, and they've been training for so long, and they've been having so much fun for all these years.
Okay.
They want to be there at every training session, at every game. They always want to be there. So it's not, some places do it a little bit differently, but a bit more.
No, that's great.
Well, let me put it this way: you can rule through fear or love, right? And I prefer.
Of course, no, I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah.
Love, right? So loving the game, loving each other, being friends, looking after each other, taking care of each other. It's all part of it. So
I think that's great. I mean, that's a pretty good life tip as well. I mean, I have a daughter as well, and I also have this restaurant, and a lot of times when I'm having meetings and stuff, and sometimes someone's having a hard time, I also try to do something similar because like, hey, if you need anything, let me know. If somebody's having a bad day or something's going on, I'll take them for lunch or for a coffee and be like, what's going on and stuff. And yeah, so I agree. It's tough sometimes, but yeah, I agree. I love that. Yeah. Awesome, brother. Let's grab the next one.
All right.
So the next one is a Chipotle, man. So you can grab the Whatever you want, brother. You can go wing or drum, or whatever you want to do. All right, do your thing. So Chipotle, yeah?
That's the bone, right? I'm going to hold that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not
yeah,
much
yeah.
of a wing guy. So.
That's all right. It's all right. So if someone were... Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
What's in Chipotle?
So Chipotle is a jalapeno, but it's smoked.
Okay.
It's a smoked jalapeno. And I didn't know that until I opened a Mexican restaurant. I just thought that a Chipotle was a different kind of pepper, but it's actually a smoked jalapeno. Yeah.
And these are getting more spicy as we go.
Yeah, it will just go. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
This is a little bit spicy.
It's a bit of a jump there for sure. Yeah. That's awesome, brother. So, what kind of like an atmosphere was it during the tournament? Like, so I know you guys traveled as a team, and you guys probably had your MFA kits, right? Which is pretty awesome experience for kids. I remember doing that as a kid, and it's very makes you kind of really proud. Like I remember before I came to Taiwan, I got a sort of team from my province, Northwest, like British Columbia, and we took them to an international tournament in Mexico, and we had like our Canada gear, like everyone had their Team Canada stuff on, and even though it wasn't like super official Team Canada, but it was great.
Yeah.
And going through like the big airports, like especially the Vancouver airport, everybody's lined up and they're walking, they're carrying their gear, and the duffel bag and everything is matching, and it was an amazing experience. I loved it, but those kids are now like mid-30s, and they still talk about it. And they're just like, we went to Mexico. It was one of the best things that I've done in my life. I was like 20, 21. I was actually, they were 13 to 16, and I was like 21, 22. So, and I had a really baby face, so a lot of people thought I was, was playing. So it was funny. It was an awesome experience. And so, how about you guys? Like when you guys had your kits, and tell me a little bit about the atmosphere, the experience.
Well, very exciting, right?
Of course. Yeah.
In particular, not this particular tournament, but I've had it in a previous tournament when we played in the National Stadium in Kaohsiung. One of the kids was walking through the tunnel. We were walking out on the pitch, and he said, "Wow, Coach Matt, this is just like in the Premier League. We're walking." So they were so pumped. They were so excited. Looked like what they see on TV, right? They felt like they were a part of it. So it was awesome. And,
that's beautiful.
They did a really great job. They had a few different venues. The first one, beautiful artificial pitch.
Okay.
With, and they had kind of cages, it's kind of like futsal, but in a cage on the sides. It was so cool.
That's the dream.
It's my favorite type of place to play because
no outs. You just keep playing. You just don't stop. I love that.
It suited me because it's smaller and I was never fast, so I was bigger and stronger, so I could use my advantages more in a place like that. So I really liked that. We warmed up in there. It was great. And then the last day we went to the stadium, which was awesome. It's a really, really cool stadium they've got there. It's like a quarter of this part, the complex is a stadium, and they've got like a shopping centre all around it.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
You can kind of go shopping and watch a football match type of thing. It's so
beautiful.
awesome. Yeah, Singapore is a really, really clean, lovely, awesome place. So, yeah.
So a lot of the other countries outside of Taiwan, football is massive. Like in the Philippines and Thailand and Singapore and stuff like that. It's growing, obviously, in Taiwan. How do you think we can get it from like now? I mean, it's come up since in the last 10 years. It's become way more popular. But how do you think we can get it from there to like a Korea or Japan? Australia is massive, right?
Yeah, it's pretty big in Australia. I mean,
you have that one guy, Cahill, right? That guy is just like...
He's retired now.
But I mean, he's like... He carried the team for like 5 World Cups or something crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the world knows this guy.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
It's all going to start from the ground up. So basically what Taiwan needs to do, start early. One thing that's done here that needs to change is they do age groups in two-year increments. So it'll be U8s as you start with the U6s, then you go to U8s, then you go to U10s, and you go to U12s. So while it's quite good for some of the more experienced and technical skilled kids, when they go up, it's a big challenge for them to play against the big boys. So it really helps them to play. But for the beginners, for the younger ones,
it's tough.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of kids they do okay at training and then they go to their first big match and there's not that many, there's more than there used to be, but there's not many teams. And so generally you have these really strong teams who would be in Division 1 in any other country playing against, teams who should really be competing in another division. So, basically it's starting younger, getting more kids involved.
Okay.
Sometimes some of the tournaments here, the rules are silly.
Are there more futsal tournaments? Is it still like that? Or
there is futsal tournaments, but I'm not really involved with that.
Okay. Because I remember when I started, a lot of the tournaments, the only tournaments that were available were only futsal. So we had to do a lot of futsal at the time.
Futsal is very, very good, I think, for development.
It's great.
It's small-sided.
Yeah.
You get lots of touches. When I was a kid, I didn't get good until I started playing futsal because it's so important, small-sided game. So, it would be great. We don't really take part in those ones. We've got our own competition and we've got a few others we take part in. So we can't put our fingers in too many pies.
No, of course. I understand that 100%. Yeah.
But I definitely think futsal, is definitely something really, really good for.
Cheers, brother. And it's fun too, right?
Yeah.
Because it's usually high scoring.
Yes.
And it's very small.
It's end to end. There's lots of chances.
And if you get like you were saying, like a caged in sort of pitch, a futsal sort of area,
doesn't go
that's
out.
great. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember in high school when we would do like PE, we would do sort of indoor. We called it indoor soccer, right? And you could just bounce it off the walls and stuff like that. When somebody be coming at you and you just kick it off the wall.
Kick it over and
that
go
was amazing.
I love to do that.
That was so much fun. So much fun. Yeah. So that was fun. That was fun. Yeah. Brother. So, what do you think would be some successful things that you've implemented in your team?
Successful things that I've implemented in my team.
Like, what are the keys you think to building a successful team?
I think mistakes I've made in the past is focusing on. I've been at this for 15 years, so I can reflect on stuff that I've done wrong before.
Of course.
I think focusing on external things. Things outside of your control. Like referees, parents, opposition. You cannot do that stuff. It's you've just got to focus on the things under your control. So, which is getting the right things done at training as often as you can, and getting the right things, do the right things on game day.
Okay.
And that's basically, and also probably is homework, right? Getting them to.
I was going to say that was
all around at home and practice at home counts for heaps because
you can see who's done it, right? Yeah.
You could go to any club in Taiwan, any club in the world. The parent is always more important than the coach because they have.
True.
I have those kids in my team for 3.5 hours per week if we don't have a game. 4.5, 5 hours a week if I do. Parents have them for the rest. So it's so important to get parents involved, to get them educated on development and whatnot. So. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. So your philosophy would be start them young.
Yep.
And touch the ball as much as fun.
Have fun is first, right?
Fun is first.
That's first. Because if they're not having fun, they're not going to want to come back.
That's true.
They're not going to want to get involved. So it has to be fun.
Yeah, it's I love it. It's similar to what I was trying to do. I always had a hard time because you would get some really competitive parents and I had some issues. It was tough. So do you have to deal with any kind of? I mean, we're not trying to specifically call anyone out. No. But in anything,
they're pretty
like
good.
That,
They've
been pretty good
in Taiwan.
Okay.
I've had worse experiences in Australia.
Okay.
I've had parents bail me up in the car park about me thinking I put the wrong player in the wrong position.
Oh yeah.
So I've had to. This situation actually happened. I put his daughter in. He thought the wrong position. My first year of coaching, I think I was 22 years old. And I said, well, mate, you can take the team. It's all yours. I'm not getting paid. It's all yours. And then you kind of stop and you realise, okay, sorry, mate. I shouldn't be doing this. So that was my worst experience. It's a bit intimidating. But
for sure.
Over here, they want to help the kids, right? They want to... you're always at your kids. Oh, do that.
Yeah,
do that.
for sure.
On the pitch, sometimes it's like, for example, I'm talking about a brick wall earlier, right? So if one of the kids is on the wings and the parent says, "Oh, go and get the ball," he's got to get his kid out of position.
Yep.
It's just over here. It's nothing big, and that's just education, right? Sometimes it takes once or twice. Just leave it to me, guys. Trust me. Been doing this a long time, and generally, there's not too many problems over here. So yeah.
I've also had like the, for example, I coached for a long time, and I wouldn't say I know, nobody knows everything, but I've been doing it for a long time, a lot of experience. So my daughter she didn't really like it that much. So, I got her into jiu-jitsu, and she likes that. And I know a little bit about that, not much. I watch a lot of UFC. So there were definitely times as a parent where, she would be kind of rolling, sparring and stuff. And I would be like, and then there were a few times where I would say something and everyone kind of looked at me and I'm like, oh no, I just became that dad. It's so bad.
I'm the coach and I know this completely.
Yeah.
And I watch my son with Enoch and I'm guilty of it too.
Really? Okay, good. Because I felt so bad.
But I do.
I was like, I just became that guy.
Yeah, I stick my fist in my mouth and go, don't be that guy, Matt. So it's hard. It's so
very
hard when it's your own kids.
It's
so
very
hard.
hard.
So I do understand.
It's tough.
Yeah, I understand where they come from.
Yeah. And then the coach kind of looked at me and his name's Coach Matt. He's a great guy. And I'm like, man, at the end, I'm like, I'm sorry, man.
He would appreciate that.
I'm like, you know what? I coached for, half my life and that's I did just basically the worst thing. So, and I never did it again. I don't think. Yeah. It's tough. Yeah. Should we grab the next one, man? So maybe you can tell me how, we got some comments on there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Question for both of you. What are your greatest memories as a coach? Thanks for the awesome conversation. Scott, how's it going, Scott? Appreciate it.
Hello, Scott.
Matt, love these chats. So let's do that question. What are your greatest memories as a coach? Do you have a...
I mean...
It's got to be...
it's got to be Singapore. Cause
yeah, you just won like 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
we won an international tournament, so that's got to be that. Probably... One that sticks out, I have a little girl on my team currently.
Okay.
And she's in it. Anyone who's listening who knows my team will know who she is. I won't say her name, but she's an awesome defender.
Okay.
She's big, she's tough, she's strong. She can beat up all the boys. She's amazing.
Love it.
And she's so good at defending, right? But she never scored a goal.
Okay.
So it took us a while, but I think it was the end of last season or the start of this season. We put her in striker.
You put her as a striker. I was going to say, okay.
It only dribbled past the line, but that's just those little things, right? Is just when the kid learns something new, right?
Yeah.
When it's like, yes, you did it. Like, and they'd like, it's like we did it, kind of. So I don't know. I'd say just those little things when you've been working hard on teaching the kids something and they get it. When a kid can finally figure out, don't boot the ball, just keep it. Maybe I can get past him when a kid first dribbles someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when they first score their first goal, just little things like that is the best moments usually.
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah,
it's hard to top Singapore.
Well, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Yeah, no, I definitely have to agree when you. I would always teach this sort of like super simple, like fake, like just little fake step to the left and go to the right sort of thing, and then. Some of the boys would be like, because it's so simple, but it works well, right? And a lot of the boys would be like, yeah, whatever. And then the girls would listen, and they would do it. And I remember specifically the face of this girl who she was dribbling, and she just kind of did this little step, and she got around this person, and then she scored a goal, and then she just looked at me like, that worked. I'm like, I told you it works. It works, So something like that, I'd have to say.
You can see the wheels turning and it clicking, right? I love it.
It's just like this light bulb. Like, oh my God, that's that thing you told me. I was like, I told you that would work. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I love coaching. I miss it. But yeah, such is life, right, brother? Right. You pick up, you take the helm, and whenever there's any matches out here, you let me know. I'm down to go and watch.
Well,
beautiful.
If you want to come down. I think 2 weeks' time, I'll send you a message. We have our last Victory League match.
Okay, yeah. How's the victory league going?
We ended up winning it with a game to go. So
okay,
that was
beautiful.
Great.
Okay,
2 months, 2 trophies.
beautiful. Okay.
I'm very proud of them. They're all been fantastic this season. They came second in the second division last season when they were U7s.
Okay.
And now they're U8s. They're first in the first division. So really proud of them.
That's amazing. And this is the same team
we've got 3 new players.
Okay. Well,
And
this is a team you've had for a long time.
Yeah, most of them.
Like the 3 that, like you were saying, the 3 from 2 or 3 all the way up.
About 3 or 4 of them have been with me since 3, 4 years old. Maybe a couple of them since about 5, 6.
That's awesome.
And the rest since the start of last season. This
okay.
season. So. But yeah,
it's awesome.
The
brother.
others, even the ones that came in, they've kind of been doing the same thing elsewhere. They're brilliant technically, and they've just come along and fit into the team. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's grab the next one, man.
Right.
So the next one is our Korean. Yeah,
Korean.
It's kind of like a halfway point. Mm-hmm. It's a step up spice wise, but should be no problem. Yeah. And if you ever want to stop these, you just let me know.
No worries.
Yeah, all good. We got some enchiladas ready for you in a bit as well, so that'll be good. But we won't do that one on camera. Mm-hmm. We'll just eat and then. So one of the things that when I was coaching was, again, it was a while ago. One of the tough things about coaching was when other coaches from other teams would come and poach my kids. Like it happened a lot. Again, when I was doing my own thing, right? When I was just like the one-man show, it happened a lot where my kid, they'd be like, "How much do you guys pay? Come here, you're free. We get half price. We get free." So I had a lot of kids poached from my team, and eventually, like my main guys, they all poached off too. So that was
that is extremely unethical.
Yeah, well, for me, first of all, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because I was like I'm gonna, get these guys, scholarships in friggin' the USA or Canada or wherever, right?
Yeah.
Sports scholarships, but they all got poached away, which was super heartbreaking. And that was when I decided I'm gonna step back a little bit and still be the coaching thing, but still kind of look at other things. How you doing, Spice? We got horchata here, brother. If
I
you're,
might go
if
for
you're
that.
Yeah, anytime, brother.
I've lost teams. I've lost players to other teams, but
yeah.
I've had players come from other teams to my teams. I would never approach a kid and do that. I think that is one of the worst things you can do as a coach.
Of course, yeah.
Extremely unethical, It's not about... I'm not interested in doing anything like that. I'd rather develop my own players than coach somebody else's.
Of course.
But I have had players come to me from elsewhere.
So, yeah, the question is, what is there... Has that happened to you when people have been poached, yeah?
And I just let them go. Bring the next one through.
Okay.
If mum or dad doesn't think I'm the right fit, that's okay with me. They can... if he's still playing football,
yeah,
that's the main thing. Right?
Okay.
He's elsewhere playing football with somebody else. Great.
Okay.
He's still playing football.
You're too good of a guy, man. I love it. I
try.
You're such a good dude, man. How's that one spice-wise?
I'm coating my tongue with cinnamon at the moment.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, horchata, baby. Yeah.
So I don't see any sauce on these next two. Is that?
Oh, there's sauce on there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, it goes up spice. We can go into them right now if you want. Or you want to just chill for a second. Chill for a second. Yeah.
Chill for a second.
While we do that, let's pull up some pictures. Yeah. So tell me about it. Can you see it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that light too
there's
bright?
me.
Okay.
Me, the champs, and Manchester United striker Dwight York, who handed us the trophy.
Oh.
So that was awesome. Got to meet Dwight York. He coached in Australia for a little while.
Really?
Excuse me.
Just don't touch your eyes, and you're good to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was straight after the win. We were all very excited. All the kids there. My son with me on the left. On the far right with Dwight York.
I see him. Yeah.
Is my man Finian, who's one of my son's best friends. He's been playing with Finn since they could walk, so that was
really
awesome.
Very cool.
I bring those two through from the Sharks, which is my original team.
Okay.
Really, really proud of them. They came through from the younger group.
Oh, gotcha.
And the rest of them are all my kings and queens from the MFA. So extremely proud of all of them. They all did their part. They all did their job, So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Excellent. Let's keep going. Boom.
There we go. That's the rest of the squad. That's our main squad at MFA. So.
Okay. And that's at Volkswagen, right?
That's at Volkswagen, yep. Me and my team after a match.
Beautiful.
With a few of the others who were too old to play in the Singapore tournament.
Ah, that's a bummer, man.
Yeah, they went up with
they went up
Ian,
with okay.
and they won the second division as
oh, really?
well. So
oh, beautiful. Okay.
They did really well too.
Excellent. Yeah, that's a great picture, man. I had to bring it up.
Yeah, I'm telling somebody to get back in position right there.
It's such a good picture.
A defender or a midfielder, get back there.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Boom. That's like one of the
there
better
we go.
pictures.
That's in Taichung.
Okay.
That's the group stage in Taichung. That's a little bit of a different team. I only had one kid from my team in that team.
Okay.
That was last season. They did really well.
Yeah.
They smashed.
Parents are happy.
They smashed it in the group stage, and if I remember correctly, we got knocked out. It was a bit unfortunate. We got knocked out in the last 8, I think. We just had one of those games where we kept hitting the bar. They had one shot all game, and we just kept hitting the bar, kept just missing. It was all one-way traffic. That was an awesome team, and we have some awesome players in that team. But yeah, we were a little bit unlucky not to do it. But hey, it was good fun anyway.
That's the
game,
right?
Down to Taichung, so.
That's the game. Boom.
Oh, there we go.
She's so young there.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
I look a bit skinnier than myself there too. That's me in my Wanderers jersey, my favourite team, and my daughter.
She's got to be like 5 or 4, maybe
she's
3, maybe.
She's 3 or 2. I think.
Okay, 3.
Two
Yeah,
or
she
3.
looks young.
She's always a tall girl, but I think she's only 2 or 3 there. That's when we first started out, actually.
Okay, and that was with the Sharks. You were saying
that's with the Sharks over at Nahu. So we're still going every Sunday night.
Okay.
We have the little ones between 4 and 5:30, and the older ones between 5:30 and 7. So
okay.
Claire's with the older ones there now. That's where my kids got good, basically. It's
like the futsal, right?
Futsal. You can see it's got walls on the back, so it's great. The ball never goes out. They go.
No stopping, right? Yeah.
No stopping unless a kid gets stuck in the corner.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's how that happens. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hilarious. We got a few more.
All right. What do we have here? That's our medal ceremony from last season. So last season I had the U7s. I had a mix of my current U8 team and the U7s, because what we like to do with the younger age group, when we have age from, I think it's from 18 to U7 at the moment, but they go U7, U8, U9, U10. But the U7 coach always brings through a bunch of U6s.
Okay.
So those U6s get a chance to train with the older talented kids.
Okay.
And when they come through, you can see the little kid jumping on the top of their big Enzo.
Yeah.
Super Enzo, I call him. He's choking out my
Super
son
Enzo,
next to him. They're both doing awesome in the U7s this year.
Okay.
Really, really, really well.
Wow.
Making us all proud. Like their U7s are doing fantastic. And every year we have a bit of a head start because we bring those kids through a little bit earlier against older opposition. So it works super well for those.
Start them young, baby. Yeah. Right? Let's go.
Those kids, so yeah.
We got another one of these. Yeah? I think that's another angle of the same one?
Same one, different angle. So.
Same one, different angle. Okay. Yeah, that one was, I didn't try to cut your head off. It was cut off already in the Facebook image.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind if you cut my head off, because there's nothing going on up here anyway. Thank you, Matt. You got quite a good name yourself. I just saw the comment over
there. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. That's me and my son with the trophy right after we won.
Yeah.
Right after he went back to the hotel and went to sleep with it. And I think next to that, the Singapore is a really fitting shot from. We have a guy at our club named Wayne, and he's so awesome. He's one of the dads of the U9s, and he's always there taking photos. So
okay, it's so
all
important.
The teams. He does it for all the teams too. So we all have all these great, fantastic memories and fantastic shots of him with his very, very good equipment. So Wayne got that shot. I think it was a very good shot with Singapore Passion Made Possible in the background. I think that was the moment that the goal went in, and
good.
We actually won the tournament. So
beautiful.
That's why I have a big smile on my face.
That was such a good picture. That was actually the one I used for the Last one, the boys.
Yeah, there's all the boys.
Yeah, Annie's in there.
Waiting to check in.
Michael is I love Michael.
Yeah.
He's running the show. He's like, why do we have to wait in line? Come on.
Yeah, we were hanging out there. I was actually quite lucky. I didn't have to stay with all those plebs.
Okay, all right.
No, we should call plebs. I'm only joking.
Yeah, no, I know, of course.
One of the mums accidentally booked a second room at the Carlton, so I got one very cheap over there. So
really?
It was good I wanted it too because otherwise me and Finn would have had to share one of the single beds with another coach. It would have been disruptive if the other coach has a different schedule and is getting up at different times. So it was really, really helpful to have our own room and could do our own thing. So yeah, we actually stayed in a different hotel, but that's all them waiting for their rooms.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Beautiful, man. Awesome. How you doing spice-wise, brother? You good?
I'm feeling better now.
Feeling better? Should we keep going? Keep going or what?
Next one's going to kill me, but I'll go for it.
Okay, let's go. So the next one is actually a ghost pepper one. It's made by. Have you heard of a company called Empress Hot Sauces?
I've heard of ghost pepper.
So they're good. They make really good sauces. People freak out, but it's pretty well balanced. Mm-hmm. So sometimes the Korean is spicier, and hot sauces kind of have like a life of their own sometimes.
Yep.
They kind of mellow out or they get just crazy spicy, so yeah.
I might just take a bite of this one and
no
finish
problem.
it.
No problem, brother. No problem, man.
I do like the legs. We'll go to the leg.
Yeah, do the legs, man. Leg man. Do you notice?
I can already tell it's going to kill me.
Yeah?
Just by the scent.
The scent, yeah. But again, it's balanced pretty well. It's balanced pretty well. So have you faced any sort of coaching here? So any cultural things, cultural differences, in Taiwan as opposed to maybe coaching back home? Obviously you're from Australia, right? And it's a different culture than here.
I think.
Or did your wife train you up pretty good or what's up?
Culturally, can you be more specific?
Yeah, I mean, sort of, for example, kids after school, like my daughter, she goes to school from 8 to 4. And then I was always against, doing the Anqingban to do the homework.
Okay.
But I can't help her with her homework.
Yeah.
My wife's really busy, and if they do it together, it becomes like a kind of an argument.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we do send her to an Anqingban, like an after-school program where she finishes her homework. I was dead against that, but I can't help. And then it seems to be the better way, as opposed to my wife and daughter arguing about homework, right? So obviously that happens a lot here. But obviously in Australia, in Canada, and US, wherever, there's no real after-school tutoring sort of deal.
A few things do spring to mind.
Okay.
Firstly is in Australia, recess and lunchtime.
Yes.
Someone brings a ball to school and we all play.
Okay.
So
yeah.
At my kids' school, I'm sure there's schools around this area, right? TES and TS, I'm sure they play at lunch, but there's lots of schools here, they're not allowed to do stuff like that. They don't have the facilities to do that. We just put our bags, put a bag there. Someone takes 5 big steps, put the bag there, there's a goal. Put it on the other side of the grass, there's a goal.
That's what we did too, yeah.
Pick 2 captains, off we go. Every lunchtime, every recess. We argue about who won.
Yeah.
All the way to class and back. So that's the thing that really helped us develop.
Yeah. Doing it
we
in your
basically
free time.
had our own training session twice a day at school.
That's amazing. Yeah. I did that as well, actually, as a kid. Yeah, and the argument of who won and if that went across the line, if that counted, if blah, blah, blah. That was so good, man. Those times as a kid. Yeah, here I don't think that they do that much. My daughter's school, the recess time they play tag and stuff, but nobody brings a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Any other ones? Yeah, all good. You're good.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. Everybody does that, but it's all good. Don't worry.
Just the spice.
Anyway, everybody's like, sorry.
The next thing that would stick out is, and something that when I talk about parent education before, sometimes when you do set homework or set something, the parents treat it the same as they treat homework from school. You know what I mean?
Oh, they do? Okay.
So it's it could become a fight with them.
Okay.
Come on, get your homework done. Are you supposed to go and kick the ball? It's not going to be beneficial at all. That's going to be detrimental.
In saying
that, it will probably happen in Australia too if people don't lots of people don't know much about football in Australia. So, it's that's another part of it. I think is it has to be the practice at home. You've got to be careful with. You've got to be being encouraging.
Yeah, that's so important.
No
yeah.
negativity.
Yeah.
Any
positivity
negativity
just trumps everything, right?
Let the not negativity. I would say let the corrections come from the coach.
Okay.
Just encourage them. So at home, encourage them. Hey, you're doing a great job. Whatever they're doing,
Okay. In Australia, like what are go ahead, keep going. If you have more, go for it.
What else was I going to say? The cultural difference. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, I cut you off there, brother.
Okay,
that's my bad. That's my bad. Yeah, that's a bad host right there. Shit.
It's okay.
No, so like in Australia, you guys have a lot of like unique sports, like Aussie rules football, stuff like that. So how sort of like what's the top sport, the most popular sport in Australia? Is it football? Is it rugby? Is it Aussie rules?
Depends who you ask. There's lots of answers to that question.
Okay.
The most viewer numbers, the most attended would be like the AFL.
AFL. And that's,
which is Aussie rules.
Okay. Okay.
The most...
Rugby's big, right?
Yeah, but not that many people play. So the most played, like has the most numbers is actually football.
Really?
Soccer.
Interesting. Okay.
So most people play that. And if you were to ask, so you'd have like an argument, right?
Yeah, for sure. Of course.
New South Wales, Queensland is rugby league. South Australia, Adelaide, Perth is AFL. So
there's two pro leagues.
There's big difference.
Okay,
AFL is like on a round field.
Okay.
I'm not from Melbourne, so I don't know heaps about it. But and rugby league is kind of another version of rugby.
We actually show rugby league here on Thursday. Yeah, because we have some fans here, and we show it every Thursday.
Have you ever seen Gaelic football?
I have.
That's the closest thing you probably get to AFL.
Okay.
Gaelic football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So national sport. If somebody were to put you on the spot, what's Australia's national sport?
I was about to get to that. So what they'd probably say something we can all agree on would be cricket.
Cricket.
Everybody, no matter where you're from, cricket's not provincial. Where the AFL, rugby league, that's provincial. So if
cricket's national.
Cricket's national, and they actually, like with football, they actually have national tournaments and stuff.
Okay, interesting.
Rugby league kind of does, but it's a bit Mickey Mouse. They only play against New Zealand and England, and that's about it.
Okay.
So, and the AFL's got nobody. So
that's funny. So, do you have any advice for any sort of maybe young, up-and-coming, aspiring coaches, maybe in Australia or maybe even in Taiwan? I mean, you're so freaking nice, man. You're like the nicest guy ever. So that's amazing. I love it. I love it because, not everybody's is that nice in this world. And when you meet somebody who's just super nice, it's a great.
I try to be.
I
try and get along with everybody.
Yeah,
that's probably why I'm a pretty decent coach. So
well, there you go.
It depends on the age group. But if we're going to say my favourite age, I love taking kids about 3 to 10 years old, maybe 6, 7, 8 is the perfect time for me when they can kind of understand concepts a bit better and whatnot. But if I was going to say, in those age groups, most important thing is all about fun. Okay. If they don't have fun, if you're sitting on the sideline, you're yelling at them, you're not going to get the response you want from most of the kids. You're not. So just have fun. It's going to be fun for you. It's going to be fun for the kids. It's going to be a laugh. Have a good time is the most important thing. Secondly, get your technical things correct. Go and do study. Go and do courses where you can. Okay. Go and get your A, Bs, and Cs if you can. Is that how it goes in Australia? Yeah, they have. Canada's like level 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is pro. So I got like 1, 2, and 3 before I came. I think it's a standardized thing around FIFA. I don't know if maybe it was different then, but I don't know. They generally have A, B, and C pro license. Okay. So I think I haven't gotten to C yet, but that's what I want to do next time I go back to Australia. I've got my goalkeeping license, I've got my futsal license, and I've got my grassroots. I've done that twice just to refresh after 2 years. Yeah. And next time I want to go for my C, and then there's B, and then there's A. So in Australia, because Australia is part of the Asian Confederation.
That's right. Yeah.
So, because we didn't want to play against New Zealand and Vanuatu for a 0.5 World Cup sports.
I remember that.
So
I
we
remember
moved
that
to
the
Asia.
turnover. Yeah.
So yeah, they've got the AFC Cs over there. If you go to the best one on your resume, it looks best as UEFA.
Okay, of course. Yeah.
Some of the coaches will go back to their home country over there and get them over there. So yeah.
That was recent, right? I mean, not recent, but like in our lifetime when Australia switched over to AFC, right? Like how long ago was that? Wasn't that long ago, right? I remember that.
2007 or roundabouts.
Yeah.
So I think what happened was we qualified for the 2006 World Cup through the old system. We had to finish first in Oceania.
Gotcha.
And then we had to play off against the 0.5 spot from South America. So it rotates. So
South America's
it was tough. But we ended up beating Uruguay.
Okay.
And
nice.
That was fantastic. And since then we moved to Asia, and we've almost missed out a few times, but we've made everyone since then.
Gotcha.
Been great as an Australian football fan because they hadn't made it up until that point. So 2006 was my first World Cup. I was 20, 21, 22 years old. I hadn't seen Australia playing a World Cup before that.
So that's cool. Okay.
So awesome. It was like a dream come true at the time to see them play in the World Cup. You know, all the heroes and that. So Harry Kewell, Mark Viduka, Tim Cahill.
Yeah, Tim Cahill, everybody knows, and he's one of the top scorers in the World Cup, I believe, right? Like he's
up there.
He's up there. He was it for a while.
5, 6, or 7.
Yeah,
at one point, he had more than Messi.
Yeah. I remember something like that. Yeah. It's crazy.
So that's
crazy. That's amazing. Yeah. Right on, brother. What do you think? Should we try it, or you want to pass?
Let's give it a go.
Give it a shot. All right, let's do it. You can go drum. You can go. It's a little spicier than the other one. So yeah.
It's a different color sauce. It's kind of scary.
So this one is actually, the last one was Ghost, and this one's Carolina Reaper, which is like hotter, just hotter than Ghost. Yeah. So yeah.
Let's go.
Just don't touch your eyes. I see you getting close to rubbing your eyes, man. Don't touch your eyes.
No worries.
Freaking me out a little bit.
Have you had anyone touch their eyes before?
Oh yeah. It's not good.
What happened?
Their eye will swell up.
Really?
Yeah. Like they have to go, and it's painful. They can't even open their eye. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Ooh, it's a big jump.
Isn't it?
Brother, how do you think football can bring people together from different cultures? Last question. If you can think right now. Ooh.
Might need
Don't eat the last one. Yeah, of course, bro. No problem, man. If you guys are watching right now, don't forget to subscribe. If you guys want to get your kids into football, soccer, I haven't touched it. If you want, go for it. Want to get you guys into football, soccer? In the description below, www.mfa.com.tw. You can contact this guy right here. You can contact the MFA guys. All the coaches are pretty amazing. Fully strongly recommend them. And if you can get on this guy's team, this guy is probably one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. Fantastic with kids. Yeah, brother. Let's get another beer. Luana, can you order one more Long John? Thanks, man.
Sorry, what was the question again?
How do you think football can bring people together from different cultures?
Well, it's a shared language, right? You know, everyone understands it.
Yeah.
So, when I first come here, we used to have a... Oh, man, I'm struggling now. Sorry.
That's all right. You can have the horchata. I haven't touched it.
I might have to.
Do it. Take it. Yeah. That's a tough... See, that's hot today, too.
That's exactly what it did when I first come here. When I first got here, I didn't have many friends. We'd hire out the local hockey place.
Okay.
And just play futsal there.
Okay.
We had Brazilians, French, England, Aussies, people from everywhere, Japan, everywhere. And it brought us all together. We had a great time, you know. We all went and had a beer afterwards at 7-Eleven.
That's the best. Yeah.
It's fantastic. So it's a shared thing right across the world. It's the world game.
The world game.
It's the world game for a very good reason.
It's the best. Best game in the world.
My brain is kind of
not working. I know. The last one's rough. Yeah.
Too good right now, but there's different ways football reflects on real life, you know. The ups and downs. I've thought about this thing many times before, the way it reflects on real life, and I could give you 100 examples, but right now my mouth is burning. So
yeah, I know, bro. I know.
Jesus.
The last one's crazy, right? Yeah. Well, thank you guys. If you guys, like I said, description below. There's another beer for you.
Thank you.
MFA.com.tw.
Yeah.
This
bring
guy
your
right
kids
here.
down. We have room for kids of all different levels. We do our best to develop all of them. And hey, come and learn the best game in the world and have fun.
Agree. Yes. Thank you guys for watching, brother. Thank you for coming. I know you had to rush after your last session. Appreciate you coming out.
No worries. Pleasure to be
And
here.
thank you guys for coming. And we will see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Alrighty.